Good morning, everybody. This is part 3 of Advanced Leading Techniques. So, you got your you got your leads out of the holes, and now it is time to plug them. And I want to say something. Some of you guys like to use just dowel rods. I'm just going to show you a much more professional way to do it. These are hard to find, very hard to find. This is genuine sugar pine. It's 1.5 inches thick. This is actually a small cut piece of a huge board that I bought, and it was very, very expensive. I got it in a wood mill in Detroit. What I have in my hand here is a 1/2 inch plug cutter. It's made in Germany. Probably wondering, how in the world did you find something like that, Todd? Well, I looked for it very, very hard. I can't remember now if it was on Amazon or eBay, but I looked up plug cutters and I spent a lot of time before I found this. I don't just have a 1/2 inch. I have 14, 15, 16, and 17 millimeter as well for different plug sizes. But I have found that you really generally only need one, the 1/2 inch. You can always make the hole bigger in the key, that way that you're not making a whole bunch of different size plugs. What I like about this is look how wide you can make plugs up to. This is 1.5 inches, and you can make them even a little bit wider than that. So this is a very, very good tool. With 1.5 inches, I can actually make 2. Just cut them in half, so more bang for your time, you know. See this? You got plenty of room. So I'll use a bandsaw later to cut those off. I'm going to tell you that this makes an awful lot of sawdust. So I would suggest strongly that you do this outside unless you have a shop that's equipped with a vacuum system. And guys, please, please, please be very careful. This is extremely dangerous. I have, let's see, where do I have it set? I did some experimenting. 900 RPM was a really good in between for my setup here for my small drill that I have. This drill, Porter cable, it doesn't really matter, of course, what you use. You just need to have enough power to be able to do this. So that's the key. Remember, the faster your speed on your drill, the less power you're going to have, the less torque you're going to have from your motor. So 900, yeah, could have I drilled faster without burning them? Yeah, absolutely I could have, but the tool's not powerful enough to do it without starting to bog down. 1500 RPM I would have had problem bogging down. Just keep that in mind whenever you drill like this. So after you make your plugs, and you could see really how beautiful these are. Like I said, genuine sugar pine plugs. Not pine, sugar pine plugs. We went authentic here. And it's just one of the great things about our trade of how we could be as professional as we really want to or we really need to be. And this perfectly matches the key material that was made. And when these are sanded off in the end, they will look really, really amazing. So let's talk about this. First of all, I want to just remind you how dangerous this is. To have a tool like this spinning around your fingers, you have absolutely got to be sharp. If you're extremely tired and you're groggy, don't do this. Now, this will tear up a finger in no time. Obviously, I mean, this is a dangerous tool. So with that being said, what I would suggest, make strips about 2.5 inches wide. That way that you could do 3 in a row. Wear gloves for this step because these little guys are going to break, okay? Set your drill press to where it does not go all the way down. Leave yourself at least a 1/16 of an inch, preferably a little bit more. I want to tell you, you're going to drill much faster and much easier if you do this the following way. Have it to where the tool is throwing the chips outside and not pulling it up through. You're going to have less friction, you're going to have less heat, and it's going to be easier on your tool, it's going to be easier on your drilling, and your plugs are going to just come out nicer. So I leave it to where, obviously, where this is going to be on the inside, it's not going to be cut like this, but to where there's room on the edge to throw the chips. And then you can proceed. You could either start over here and then do one in the middle and then keep going down. If you do this, like I said, you're going to have somewhere for the chips to go. I like to do this side first, then this side, and then the middle. And then there's plenty of room on both sides for the middle one to throw the chips, sawdust. So, and then I just proceed. And then proceed. So I have room for 3, and these look like a real honeycomb whenever you're done. You use up all of the wood possible whenever you use this method like this. So again, this wood is very, very expensive, especially now with wood prices being 3 times higher than usual. You can't even imagine what this stuff costs. And it is very hard to find. You're only going to find this most likely in a bigger city or metropolitan area. Okay, so you've got your plugs cut. So now what's the next step? Now you want to take your holes and take a 1/2 inch spiral bit. Do not use Forstner for this, because Forstner bit's flat and you can end up tearing up your hole looking for the start of the hole. Use a spiral bit. You can use as high speed as you want basically for this step. There's nothing that's going to get hot. Just be very careful, okay? I just maintained the same speed that it's already on, 900. Could I go faster? Yeah, but I'm a little more conservative whenever I can be. Again, we're dealing with holes that already have holes in them. I have my drill press set up again with a mound here to accommodate the dog legs and the keys. Very important. It's not very wide, just wide enough where I could fit everything, and there's not going to be any interference whatsoever. Okay, so I also have the drill press set to where if you took this off and you measured the tip of the drill press, definitely goes past. It goes just into the part where everything flattens out, and then it just stops. You want to have something that you drill into consistently so that you're not tearing up the bottom end of the key or the bottom where the hole is at the bottom of your hole. So you might wonder, well, why re-drill the holes through? Well, these are 150-year-old holes. I'm sure that they moved. I'm sure that they warped. You might have little splinters in it. It's going to make it difficult to get your plug in. And they should be a little snug. If you follow these steps and you follow these instructions, this is going to be absolutely no problem. Actually, to be honest, it'd probably be a little bit easier if you were just a few thousandths diameter bigger, but I only have a 1/2 inch drill with me, and so I'm going to make 2. But if you go just a little bit bigger, not too big, you're going to have space. You don't want to have space. You want to have the integrity of the wood there, which is the purpose of using your plugs here. And just in case in the next video, in case I forget to mention it, I do want to mention this. Your grain, of course, is going from back to front on the keys. It's very professional when you can set the grain orientation the same way with your plug, and that way it's not looking like this. You just want everything nice and straight with it. Again, we're professionals and we're charging money to do these sort of things, so we need to be at our best. Okay, this is the end of video part 3, and pretty soon we'll be dealing with part 4, installing the plugs and flush cutting them and sanding them and that sort of a thing. All right, bye guys.